Okay, I'm going to film Herbaceous soap. So consider yourselves privileged, because I wouldn't normally do this, because it's a real tricky soap to make, and it's time consuming. There's loads that has to go into it, lots of work. So I'll show you the basics pretty much. I'm just going to move that off there. Just weighed out my liquid oils into my solids, and I'm just going to go and get my lye water. Okay, I've just kept that in the shed because it's been raining. I'm not sure if it's cool enough yet. Hang on a second. On this one I normally go between 40 and 60 degrees Celsius. And it's still kind of, well, it's in between still, but maybe be given a bit longer. Yeah. I'm going to give it a little while longer, so I'll pause you and come back. Okay, I've cooled down a little bit. It's not perfect, but we'll call it, it's cooled pretty much enough, and I'm getting impatient. Just get my shea. A little bit of melted shea butter there. My blender, which is rubbish, it needs to be replaced, but it'll have to wait. Okay, I'm doing full water this time because I can't have this soap accelerate because there's so much work to do at the end of it, and I'm damned if I'm going to risk cocking this one up after all the work that goes into it. So I've had to chop up all my grass blades, which are here, kind of see that, and then all my pebbles, which are in there. There's Dead Sea mud, there's titanium dioxide, there's red clay. So there's all sorts going on in this. I'm just going to bring it to a very light trace. So I'll pause you because I hate the whizzing sound. Okay, it's kind of just emulsified a little, and then I'm going to add my melted shea now. Stir that in. And I'm going to make this soap, and then I'm going to make a brand new one again, which will have a water discount, but I'm not going to do anything too elaborate apart from on the top of it. I'm going to do something quite different that I've not attempted before, but we'll give it a whirl. I want to make some soaps that just look different to anything else. I do try, but you know, it gets a bit stagnant when you're doing the same ones all the time. So I want to do some new ones and make them quite a lot different, really. Okay, I want some for my base. I want a tiny bit for my red at the top. That's a bit too much actually, I don't need that much in there. A bit more. Okay, so into, if I can bring you over, into this jug I'm going to put my Dead Sea mud, and stir it in. It will stir in. give that a quick whiz actually, just to get that incorporated in there. You nearly went. I broke my stand, so it's it's not working brilliantly. Ah dear. Okay, and then just mix up that red a bit in there. That doesn't need any scent in that bit. Let's be sensible, shall we, for once? Okay, just going to put in my titanium dioxide into this bit. Give that a whiz. Oops. Get that all incorporated in there because I hate specks of TD, it's horrible. I'm just going to get my mould over here. Now then, might have to move you back a bit. You see. Okay, I think that's kind of, that's not very good, is it? You can sort of see what I'm going to do. Okay, so first of all I'm going to do the base. So I'm going to need a bit of essential oil in there. Blend that in. And this blend is a blend of red thyme, rosemary, marjoram, Litsea cubiba and lavender. So very herbal but very fresh. Okay, so I'm going to pour this in. That's our soil from the bottom of our garden. Made with Dead Sea mud, so it's nice on the skin and give you a slight exfoliation. That's that, and then into that I got my pebbles, which will scatter all over, quite a lot. Sometimes I don't put this many, but I want to have the whole base sort of pebbles, so that's those in there. So you can see the painstaking amount of work that goes into making this. It's not easy, and it's probably why it hasn't been copied. So I hope it doesn't ever get copied, because my God, I worked so hard on getting this one done and changing it up so many times to create something unique. So there you go. I don't mind people taking inspiration, but when they take it a bit too far. It can sometimes be a bit, you know, you think, I put all that effort into making that soap and somebody's just taken my idea, and that's a bit naff. Something you just, you know, you don't need to do that for people really. There you go. Some people do. But you put your stuff on the internet, you've got to expect it, I think. So I do expect it, but I've yet to see anybody copy this one, which is good. Okay, that's the rest in there. That's a strong scent. Whew. I'll whiz it up a bit. I'm filming. Spoon a bit on here. We'll take that lid out. Just get as much of this base covered before I can pour the rest of this middle part of the soap on. So we don't want our garden soil to be ruined by white sky, really. Just going to pause you a second, hold on. Okay, I've got the base on. Just finish that off. Yeah. Try not to waste any, obviously. I normally make a little cupcake soap out of this. You know, just poured it into a cupcake case just for myself, but I haven't done that this time. So it's all gone in there. And then I'm gonna get my red. I'm going to just pour a little bit over the top like that. So there's our petal effect, kind of. Okay, leave a bit of that till the end, you might want a bit more. And then, now comes the sticks, which are all here, and we've got to poke all these down inside the soap So try and get some so that every single piece of soap has got one in. So as you can see, it is not a quick job. I might double up a few of those, might not have enough here. Got some thin ones. I spent the afternoon cutting some of these up the other day just so I got them ready to do this soap. This is why I always put off this soap. As soon as it sells, I don't really keep on top of it because you know, normally I should have some in the pipeline being made, but I don't because it's such a painstaking task to get it done that, you know, it's a real pain to make. But now I've started. Now there's some different sticks. I don't mind the effects of different ones. There's even some of the old Herbaceous there. So you can imagine when I first made it, the suspense of wanting to cut it the next day was almost too much to bear. And this will be tomorrow because it's a full water, no discount, so won't be cut till tomorrow evening. And I'll pause you a minute while I get almost to the end, otherwise you're going to be like watching paint dry. Okay. Okay, what you've been doing while I was gone? I've been gone for ages. I had to get a few more sticks to chop up because I didn't have quite enough. So I've got enough now to finish this little baby. And then I can sit down just for a minute before I find out if my car is ready. My car's still been at the garage the last couple of days, so it's there. They said it would be fixed today, so hopefully I can go and get it. And then smash it to pieces is what I'd like to do. Shouldn't say things like that. So glad I didn't do that water discount. This is only just starting to thicken up, so I must have soaked it at the right time. Smells so lovely. I haven't made this in a long time now. Maybe 8 weeks or so, maybe a bit longer than that even, I don't know. The last bar sold out quite a few weeks ago. And I've just put it off and put it off, but I thought, no, I better do it for Christmas because a lot of people in the UK like to buy the all essential oil soaps for Christmas presents. It's quite a big difference in what people buy here as opposed to what people buy from other countries. A lot of Europeans go for the essential oil soaps, but my American customers don't seem to care whether it's essential oil or fragrance. to be honest. Weird. Although some do, some, you know, really are fussy about what they put on their skin, but generally there's more people like that in Britain than there are anywhere. We're a nation of loonies. Ooh, we've got a couple more. That'll do. And then, see if this is... Well, my red's still pretty fluid, so I'm going to just do a few more of those across the top. And we're done, pretty much. I'm just going to see if it does take a chopstick. I don't really see that there's any point. I normally swirl the top a bit, but nah, I'll leave it actually. Leave it as it is. Okay, so that's Herbaceous made. There you go. So all those tiny pieces. Just turn the light off so you can see again. Okay, so there's tiny pieces of soap all the way through. There's hundreds of them. Some have sunk and some you can still see the tops. So if I bring you round like that you can see. There you go. Cool, that's a long video. Okay, I'll leave you to it. Bye!